Hey, hello, rookie card collecting friends, coming at you very early Super Bowl Sunday. Just wanted to uh, release a video to just kind of break the monotony of things. I was looking at my library. It has been an extremely long time since I've done a pickups videos, just showing you guys kind of what I've picked up. I actually have a couple of pickups, and I actually have three PSA submissions that I want to share with you, and we'll get into that, the details of that. But before I do that, I do want to share a couple of things about PSA that are really just my opinion. The first thing is on the most recent February 2024 gem rate report that was released. We see that PSA grading 1.2 million cards, and it seems like they are just ahead above the rest, right? I mean, the numbers are just extremely large when you look at the rest of the competition. And I hear a lot of people talking about it. But I feel like we're missing a key component. We're missing kind of like big picture when it comes to that 1.2 million graded cards. I don't believe that all 1.2 million cards are here in the US. I think those gem rates report is going to show the totality of the company. PSA has offices in New Jersey, East Coast, which is in the US, but they also have operations in Japan and Tokyo now. So I believe now we're talking about a couple of major continents here that really need to be taken into consideration when we're looking at how many cards they actually grade. I extremely positive that half, if not more, are going to be coming from Tokyo and Japan. And when you look at how many TCG cards they graded, it really does lean that way when you start factoring in Pokemon and that sort of thing. So just keeping things in check, keeping things a little bit more. I don't think they'll ever give us just the US, what's being graded here in the US. Maybe not. I don't know. But I think that's a key component to consider. Also, here's a thing that I have been considering that I am just really, really struggling with. I have always had a philosophy that says sell the tens and buy the nines. And I have come to the conclusion that I'm going to change that philosophy. I no longer want that philosophy. And the reasons why are because I am basically a base set collector. I like the base set rookie cards, period. Another thing is that when I look at ultra modern cards or even modern cards, there's such a, a drastic difference in price when it comes from the 9 to the 10. I think I'm gonna pursue more tens, at least when I'm grading. And then when I get my submissions back, I'm going to keep tens for my PC, and I'm going to put the nines in my eBay store. And that's kind of be the I just like I have a ton of cards from like the 80s and 90s. It's really my favorite era. And I was living off the philosophy sell tens, buy nines. And I have so many nines of legit ball players, but they're worth so little. One of my favorite players, I have the complete set registry of Sammy Sosa's rookie cards, one of my favorite players to collect. But it's like they're all in PSA 9. And when I look at that set registry now in hindsight, I said, man, I wish I would have built this registry in a PSA 10. The nines they're not worth the plastic that they're in. It's just such an imbalance in the hobby when it comes to PSA 9 grades in the hobby. It's just like, come on, guys. But me personally, I believe $15 should be the floor, whether it's a card from the 1990 or 22. You know what I mean? It's just to go lower than 15 to me is just a slap in the face to the entire equation of everything. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. I am thinking about rebuilding that Sammy Sosa set registry in PSA 10. When I was looking at the prices, it's like, man, they're really they're affordable. They're all maybe under $100 each. And it's like, man, as far as long term, if I were to leave that, Sammy, my daughter Jasmine, she grew up a Cubs fan. I would love to just gift that to her when I pass away, and just leave her that entire set registry and to my daughter. And it's one of them things. Do I want to leave her a stack of PSA 9 Sammy Sosa rookies worth about $50? Or do I want to leave her a stack of PSA 10s valued at maybe, $700-800? And it's just one of them things right now that I've been thinking about for a very long time, and I think I am going to make that transition. I would like to. I'm going to be including a lot of my PSA 9s into my eBay store so that I can start implementing this thing. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about on PSA is, and more particularly when we're talking about base cards, grading base cards, I believe the atmosphere is changing, the philosophy of the hobby. I believe changes are occurring, that base cards are okay to grade. It just sounds silly saying that, because for some time now, there has been so much talk against that type of thing. But I believe the tables are churning. But here's another thing that I think the hobby needs to consider, is that what made PSA popular was set registries. And as you look through the set registries, which I often do, there is such a rich library of set registries. And a large majority of them are all base set cards. That base set cards is what makes up the set registries. So I just, when it comes to grading base rookie cards, should you grade them? Absolutely. And I'm telling you, a strategy is, if you look for set registry cards, there's premium in some of them set registries. You get a base card that is hard to find or hard to grade, and you get a nice grade on it, or you find one, you're going to get a premium in the secondary market if you shop the secondary, or if you shop the set registries. But that's a little insights that I just wanted to share, just some PSA thoughts that I wanted to get into before I start showing you my submissions. With all that said, let's jump right into the submissions. Okay, so this first card, and I'm just going to talk about the submission as I'm showing you the cards. So here's the thing with this one. I sent this card to a PSA submission bulk subber, right? Which I've ended up getting my own membership and submitting cards myself, which I probably should have done a long time ago, but lesson learned, I'm just going to do it myself. If you don't like what's being done, do it your darn self, right? And it was no particular fault of the submitter, but it was more PSA, okay? And get this, I shipped this off on December of 2022. It was received by PSA January of 2023. This sub came back January of 2024. So almost an exact year to the day of PSA having the submission. Apparently there was a mix-up. There were some things that were screwed up, and it made everything just, PSA just kind of put this off to the side, and they'll deal with it whenever they get a chance to deal with it. And that's what took this thing so long. And then to boot, and thankfully I only sent 6 cards, but they were not very kind to me in those 6 cards. So it's like, you wait all that time, you go through all of the emotional roller coasters of waiting a year for your submission, and then to get back to grades, and then they just massacre you. For example, this 2002 Upper Deck Michael Jordan. To be honest with you, this is a set registry card, and I'll be honest with you, these are very hard to find. These the PSA set registry for Michael Jordan, the basic set registry, is 72 cards, and the last 10 cards of that show Michael Jordan as a member of the Washington Wizards. Those cards are very hard to find, number one. They're not going to come up graded. And so to get them for your set registry, you have to search for raw copies. And so much of these cards were very dark borders, and to find one in gradable condition. Now, if I just wanted to throw something in there, any number, and just get a low grade, that's fine. But I got this one here. I sent it in, and it took so long to get the submission back. I thought it was lost. So I ended up, in that year that I was waiting, I ended up finding one of these in a PSA 9. I got my alert, and I just ended up purchasing the PSA 9. But this thing, it's pretty clean, in my opinion. I'm one where I pride myself thinking that I have a pretty good eye for cards. Now, I was not expecting a 10 here, but I was expecting at least a 9 because the card is in pretty good condition. It came back a 6. Oh, and I also wanted to share with these cards, 207 are total population, and 117 of them are 10. So the card is fairly easy to gem. And this next one, I just love this photograph. It is the 1997 Stadium Club, card number 118 of Michael Jordan. Now, this one is 865 total population, and there's 312 eights. Now, this card, to me, very harshly graded. I mean, I went over this card with a fine-tooth comb. Look at the back of that thing. I don't see what's wrong with this thing. I really don't. And the hardest thing to find with this card is the Stadium Club stamp there. It's typically, the Stadium Club is off-centered. And it's like the centering inside of that box, it's off. But this one is spot on center. And unfortunately, I mean, look at that pose. That's just an iconic photograph, man. I just love this and base card, folks. And if you can't appreciate this base card, I tell you what. But this thing is just phenomenal. Got it back in an 8. I'm still happy to have it. Another one where I ended up purchasing a 9 because I thought this submission was lost and I wanted to fulfill my set registry. This is kind of an odd one. This is a 1991 RBI Magazine prototype hand cut. This is for my Michael Jordan baseball card set registry. This one is the one I've started here in the last year. And oddly enough, they have a lot of oddball cards. It's a master set registry. So there's a lot of oddball cards in this set registry when it deals with Michael Jordan in baseball. But this was one of them. It is a Pop 14, and it has 6 PSA 9s. So excited to add this one. Kind of a cool card. Not really licensed, to be honest with you. This was a magazine, an insert inside of a magazine, but still a cool card to have for the set registry. This is somewhat of a basic Jordan baseball card. To be honest with you, I thought this was going to gem. In my mind, this was a Gem 10 100, but apparently not. There's a total of 608 graded, and there's 278 9s. And kind of a cool card. I am looking for this card in the silver and gold parallel because it's part of the set registry. So if you have one of those, reach out. Let me know. Would love to buy it from you or trade you for it. And then the last couple of cards in this submission are probably the best ones. This is a base card, base rookie of Aaron Judge, 2017 Topps Finest. And it got a Gem Mint 10 on this one. Very nice card. Not hard to find in a Gem Mint 10. This one actually has 1,393 total graded, 1,209 are gem mint 10. So this thing gems what's the percentage rate? 80 to 90% of the time this thing gems. So still a nice Aaron Judge rookie card. I'll probably will put this one in my eBay store to recoup some funds. And perhaps the best card in the submission is this 1997 Bowman's Best Adrian Beltre rookie card in a gem mint 10. Excited to get this one back. Very nice condition. And I gave this one a 10 before I sent it off. I kind of knew this one was in really nice shape. So very proud to add this one to the PC. This is, again, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, I will more than likely be keeping this one. I do have the 97 Bowman Chrome Adrian Beltre already. I have that one in a PSA 9, and I just transferred it over to the post-war Hall of Fame set registry. So that's kind of cool. A couple of small pickups here. A lot of times I will pick up oddball cards of Michael Jordan, and I ended up picking this one up on eBay. It's just one of them eBay pickups that you do while you're sitting in the bathroom. You know what I'm talking about? Can you relate? So I picked this. This is basically a promo card for some kind of baseball card shop in Kissimmee, Florida, over there, real close to Walt Disney. And so this was a 50 card set, part of a 50 card set of promo cards, and I like the photograph on it. It's a young Michael there, a photograph that I haven't seen anywhere else, and I just hit the buy it now on that and picked that one up. Also picked this one up. I'll be honest with you, I don't know why I picked it up. It's just one of them little impulse buys. It was Yamamoto and Ohtani to the Dodgers, and picked that one up. That will more than likely be going in my eBay store as well. And I picked up a 6-card lot of Shaquille O'Neal cards from Cajun Cardboard. Big Michael Jordan collector, but he ended up purchasing a very big collection. And in that collection, he started sending some cards off. And I like Brian a lot, man. Him and I talk quite a bit. And it's one of them things where I was like, I got a heart for small business. And so he has these really cool Michael Jordan posters that he sells. And I love them because they're so informative, and he breaks it. He's created this system of a Michael Jordan hierarchy, and it's a pretty cool poster. I bought a couple of them, and I like it for the valuable information and just the system of how he broke down Michael Jordan's cards. And he was doing a live sale, and I ended up, I don't know if it was a live sale or not, but he was selling some cards on his channel, and I wanted to support him because he's sending so many cards into PSA through this collection. And I picked up this 6-card lot. I don't even remember exactly what I paid. I mean, it's been several weeks now, probably 5 or 6 weeks since I got them. But I believe it was under $200. That much I can tell you. I thought, when I looked at them in the video, that these were really sharp looking cards. I thought they might have been undergraded. I figured maybe, I can pop one out and resubmit it. But once I got them in hand and I started looking at them, I'm like, yeah, PSA did a very good job grading these. So these will just be going into the PC or into the store. I haven't decided yet, but I love this Shaquille O'Neal 1997 Skybox Premium, larger than life. I like collecting early stuff of Shaquille O'Neal. Big fan of his for quite some time. This card here is a Pop 77. There's 29 7s and only 2 10s. Kind of interesting little statistics there. This is the 1995 Fleer Total O. The hot packs. There's a regular version, and then there's the hot pack. I guess we can call it a parallel. But this is a near mint 8, and there's a population of only 54 of these graded. There are 19 8s and 7 10s. So really nice looking card there. This is the 1992 Stadium Club Beam Team. This is this is a card I have heard it been said that this is Shaquille O'Neal's best rookie card. That this is the one to own, for future investment purposes, and this is his best rookie card. And it makes me laugh because this is not a rookie card. This is an insert card, okay? And if we look at 1992, back in 1992 especially, insert cards were not deemed as rookie cards, but a great rookie year card, as I like to signify it, identify it as. But this one is the members only. It has, I don't know if you can see it, but right around the net there is a members only stamp. Makes it a little bit more scarce than the regular, but not that much. There are 1,087 total cards graded of the members only. There's 183 7s, and there's 58 10s. So kind of hard to gem on that one. Next up, we got the 1996 Fleer. This is a base card, but just kind of a cool looking base card. Kind of looks like an insert card, but it is indeed a base card. Card number 138 in the set. It's a subset. It's the Hardwood Leader subset. And this one is PSA 9. And it's one that I did not have, so I picked it up. I thought it was a cool card. There are 82 of those total pop. There's 29 9s and 11 10s on the Hardwood Leader. This is a pretty interesting card here. It's the 1996 Fleer Shaquille O'Neal, also a base set card, but it's a subset, and it's the NBA All-Star card. Great looking card here. Not very many of these graded, to be honest with you. There are only 31 graded, and there's 10 9s and 5 10s. So pop control on this one's pretty low. And the last one is the 1995 Topps Showstoppers insert card, Shaquille O'Neal. There are a population of 31 total graded. There are 6 8s and 7 10s. It's a kind of a cool card there. Insert card of an early Shaq. And that concludes those pickups. And I'm going to talk about now my most recent PSA submission, which, to be honest with you, I shipped it off on January 11th. It was received by PSA on January 19th, and they shipped it back to me February 5th is when I received it at my doorstep. So it's a total of 26 days door to door. That's really, really interesting, and it kind of makes you think of, wonder what's going on, right? Kind of cool. So, and it would be just like us to complain when they take too long, and we complain when they take too fast here. I don't know. But anyways, 2023 Topps Chrome Refractor rookie card of Corbin Carroll. This was just one that I purchased this one when I went to the Dallas Card Show in November. And I was walking around at one of their ancillary rooms that they have off to the side, and I was looking at this kid. He couldn't have been more than 16 or 17 years old, but he looked kind of like bummed out. He didn't seem like he had really good stuff, and he was just kind of sitting at his table, just kind of like down on himself. And I went and I walked by his table and I checked some things out. And I didn't really, this was like the only card that really stood out to me. And he was asking $15 for this one. I just gave him the $15. I thought it was in pretty decent condition. I thought it would gem. but it did not. But for any, for all intents and purposes, this was just an impulse buy just to help a kid out at the card show. So happy about that one. Sent a couple of these out. Oh, and the Corbin Carroll, there are no pop reports showing yet, so it is unknown how many are graded. Probably a bunch. This is the 2016 Topps Chrome Prism Refractor rookie card of Corey Seager. Ended up getting a gem on that one. These are cards that I've had off to the side for several years now. I was just waiting for, as PSA was closed down and for the COVID years there, I was just, when I would come across something nice, I would just set it off to the side. And I have a shoebox full of what Elite Co 3 calls slab cans, right? Cards that are candidates to get slabbed, and this was one of them. It's been sitting in my slab cans pile for a couple of years now, and glad to see that one gemmed. I did have a second one that also gemmed, exact same card, Prism Refractor, so happy about that. Oh, and on those Corey Seagers, there's a population of 262 total pop. And there's 208 10s, including these two here. There were 12 different parallels in 2016. Things have changed. Next up is 2018 Topps Archive coming attraction of Shohei Ohtani. This is a card, regardless of this rookie card logo here, this to me and the system that I've created and the way I look at things, this is not a rookie card, regardless of what this rookie card shield says. This is an insert card. So that makes this a rookie year card. Still a fantastic card to own, but a rookie card, a true rookie card, it is not. Happy that this one came back a 9. I thought it would be a 9, but I thought it maybe had a chance at a 10. And this one will be going up for sale. Oh, and on this Ohtani, there's a total of 568 graded. There's 384 10s and 149 9s. So a rather easy card to gem, just not that one. All right, next up is going to be another 2018 Topps Archives Shohei Ohtani. This is the pitching stance one. There's several versions of this card. This one came back a 9. And I was expecting a 9 because of the centering was not exactly there. But the rest of the card was pretty nice. The centering on the back, maybe left to right was a little off. And the left to right centering in the front was a little off. Everything else was gem on this thing. But it got a 9. I'm okay with a 9, and this will be for the PC. I did all that work for the pop reports, and I forget to share it with you. This one has a total pop of 2,680. There's 1,791 10s and 787 9s. Okay. I was going to look up prices, but it got too time consuming, got too late in the day, and I had to move on. This is a pretty interesting card here for this one. It's a 2018 Topps Update. Japan's Finest with Ichiro and Ohtani pictured on the card. But this is the vintage stock variant, which is a pretty cool card. I was going through a box of cards over here in my basement that I pulled out, and I could not believe that when I found this card that it was the vintage stock. I think when I purchased these boxes of cards, I really didn't know, because that box of cards have been sitting over there for years. But that logo there is the old school vintage logo, and this one's nice because it's serial numbered to 99. So there's a little bit of scarcity there. This one will be up for sale. Oh, and there's, again, I keep forgetting, population 17, total pop, 7 10s and 8 9s. Next up is going to be the 2018 Topps Chrome update of Juan Soto. This one has very large numbers. A pop total of 5,251 of these have been graded. 4,545 cards have been given 10s. So a very high gem rate on this card. And that really, to me, hurts resale value, and it should. When something is this easy to gem, that should reflect in the secondary market, in my opinion. This is a 10, which is great, but I almost bet it's not going to be very much. Plus, a rookie debut, not a big fan of the rookie debut. Topps Chrome really did a number on this set for this year. And I believe he does have a second card in the Topps Chrome update. But I think I'm going to more than likely do a video. To me, the shenanigans played here, I think, is deserving of its own video. So I may be doing a video on that card. Next up is the 2018 Topps Archive of Juan Soto. There's a population of 1,798, and 925 of them have been given 10s. Beautiful card. I thought this one would gem when I did send it, so I'm glad it most certainly did. This does qualify as a true rookie card of Juan Soto. So glad to add this one to the PC. I ended up sending this one in, and it didn't get slabbed. It says not licensed, unauthorized, no holder, no charge. And that's for the 1991 Ball Street. And I can tell you what's annoying about this is, number one, they're hard to find. I mean, they don't pop very often, and when you do pop, the condition of them is rather poor because this extremely thin black border. And so, what aggravated me is they refused to grade this one, and I tried to reach out to them, and that was not there before, that crease. Regardless, what's annoying about this is that this card is in the Michael Jordan baseball set registry. So if it's in the set registry, and I tried to send them an email and explain all that to them, and they just ignored my email. I was trying to get it graded, but needless to say, no go. This one's a little upsetting. 1994 Classic. It's upsetting because there's a population total of 7,564 of these graded. 863 of them have been given 10s, and there's 2,079 8s. I thought this one had a real chance at a 10. When I looked at the front of this card, I was very excited, and because I found the front to be flawless, and it wasn't until I got it back from PSA that I noticed, you see the left and right centering there? Left to right centering is off pretty bad, and in anywhere that there's dark edges, you see some slight chipping. And so I think that's what did this card in. PSA 8. I'm going to probably, there are so many of these, I'm probably going to just sell this one and try to pick up a 9 or a 10. This is the one, I showed you one earlier here, but I ended up sending another one in. I purchased another one off eBay and I sent it in, and this one got a 10. So I will be selling the 9 and keeping this 10 for the set registry that I'm building. But it's one of them things. This one I can't really find a comp to it. It's there's only 14 of these that have been graded, and I have a 9 and a 10, and there's only 3 10s. So this one is pretty cool for the set registry. And these are things, like I says, guys. If you a niche to find in the secondary market is to shop for cards that are on the set registry. They're fairly they're fairly easy to find, and if you get a high grade, you're going to get a good amount of money for it. And this was the best card of the bunch on this submission. Insert card 1997 Ultra Big Shots. This one gemmed, and I was really excited about that. Not is kind of hard to get Michael Jordan insert cards in a Gem Mint 10. There's a lot of assumption that the pop control and all this and that, and this one it is. I got this one at a card shop, at a card show rather. I'm sorry, and the guy was really old timer, and he wanted $20 for it, and I comped it out, and it was selling like in the $10 to $15 range, and this old timer would not budge. But I went ahead, I looked at it, and I said, you know what, it's in really nice condition, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you the $20. And I sent it in and got a 10. So this is a home run for this one. This one I did price out. It's selling in between the $400 to $450 range is where it's at. So really excited about that one. With this, we'll be going into the PC. There's a pop total of 818 cards graded, and 118 of them have been given 10s. With that said, guys, I appreciate you tuning in. I hope I didn't go over too long here. Remember, not all rookie cards are created equal. Until next time, buenos nachos, muchachos.